All right, here we go. Good morning. This is the first of the markets report. A little coffee over here. My name is Boyd, and we're going to delve into the open market reports. The reason I'm doing it right now is that I'm in Denver, and we're going to look at the markets prior to 7 a.m. because we have the markets opening at Sporttrade. Sporttrade just opened in Colorado, and we have some good data that we're going to use to show the market change in prices and the different point spreads of college NFL. And we'll take a quick look at the MLB today with the playoff games. But I want to open this up first of all and just jump right in. We're going to jump right in and go to the positive expected value page. This is the very first thing that I look at and get into in the morning. And the way you use this to your advantage is to understand that the left-hand side here is going to give you the percent edge. So this 5.84 is really, really good. This is set up on a Kelly criterion of a risk factor right around $1,000. No, I'm sorry, it's $5,000 budget. We have it set up on our $5,000 package that we kicked off a month and a half ago to keep track on our bet tracker. It gives you the game, gives you the time, everything you need to know. So this is at Fliff. Now, what I've noticed about Fliff, it's an app, a betting app that typically this time of day they have some pricing that's really wide open and good. I'm not necessarily thrilled about this market width. I like to see this on mainline bets at about 20 or below. It's a bit high, but I really can't pass up this 5.84. You can also open this game up by tapping on to it. It's going to open up the other sports books that we can see some data from. And this is a little slow, so we're going to kind of have to bear with us. I'm not going to open this up too many times until we get some of our speed factors figured out. But your sports books that you have or in your area, what I like about this is you can compare this with Pinnacle, the sharpest sports book in the world. So here they're at minus 158. You can pick this up at minus 120. This is a steal. This is a go. This is a no-brainer. So what you would do, you'd immediately go to Fliff, and we're going to put this bet in our bet tracker. We're going to enter it, and we're just going to hit save because this is one that we want to hammer pretty good. That's quickly identify the value. Now, I want to jump over here to the college football games. And what I'm looking at here is you can see Sporttrade. Sporttrade is a betting exchange that just opened up here in Colorado. It's been going on functioning really, really well in New Jersey. It's a peer-to-peer exchange, so you have better pricing, you have lower fees, lower costs, things like that. And what you'll notice is you have some best odds here. But what the deal is, they're about a minute or two from opening up their markets. And so what I'll find is overnight, there'll be some pricing changes. And for example, they were at 4.5 yesterday when the market closed. The market's down to about 3.5. So this market is going the other direction towards UTEP plus the points. Okay. And this market report is to show you what direction the lines are going. So if you identify a game you want to get involved with, you can either choose to wait or you can choose to jump in at an outlier pricing situation to get the best value. So this is kind of why we do this market report. It's why we're doing it right now. It's because at 7 o'clock, we're going to see probably some color here. You see this color, the red, it indicates a change in pricing at this particular sports book. So you can see here, they were at 5 minus 110. Now they're at 4.5. That's not a huge deal just because that half still is Sporttrade at that minus 104. That's a good value. So you can see here, the reason I'm doing this now is because I know we're going to see a lot of color as they open up their markets here at 7 a.m. So it's right now 7:01. We're really key because, again, you see as it opens up. Come on. There we go. See, colors changing here at OddsJam. point spreads, and good for you. It means it's going that direction. So this was plus 2.5 even money. Now it's up to minus 107. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but it's going to tick, tick, tick and trend in that direction. So this is an interesting line that again, you can see which direction the market's going, and this is critical information to know. We'll go to the Sport Trade page another time, but it'll actually show you the volume, the volume of dollars on the sides, and the volume of particular bets. So in the NFL, certainly have a lot higher numbers. But I'm doing this at this particular time of day so we can see real quick games. We have a couple playoffs going on, and what I have noticed all baseball season is done really, really well in profits. But the last month data that they win 80% of the time. So if you can figure out, in theory, who the first half money line winner is, you have a really good chance to win that game outright, and you can play either on the first half money line or you can play it full game. But you can see here we have some pricing change going on, minus 145 all the way up to minus 167. So this is a really, really big indicator that Philadelphia would be the play. So if you can go identify the best price there, and then also I'm going to pop over to the full money line game. So that's indicating to me that would be a consideration to look at this point on Philadelphia, on the Phillies today to win. But again, you can pull this up and look at the chart over here to see the pricing adjustments and kind of where it's gone. It was down to 166, and it's kind of bounced a little bit since it opened. So it's gone down but kind of gone up. So that might be something that we would still kind of continue to monitor. So that's how you use that information. I'm going to pop again, kind of portion for you. So again, it's just something that we want to try to find as much data to monitor, and so it's try to find some other pricing here. I apologize. And keep track of as we go throughout the week. And what I'll typically find is by Wednesday, Thursday, the latest Friday, typically, I'm putting in my wagers because that way Saturday morning it's replaced, and we got the best value earlier in the week. We've had a chance to confirm lineups, injury reports, things like that, practices, and at that point we've got enough data from the market, and also to at that point we've seen enough adjustment in limits, limit orders for the sports books. And what I mean by that is early in the week, a lot of the syndicates and the big whales can't get as much in on wagers, and so later in the week, the sports books, as they hammer out their line, they get more and more comfortable with their line. They'll allow bigger pool of where it needs to be. So therefore, if I can find an outlier price at another sports book that's stale and slow to move, then I can react and attack that. So I want to remind you too that you can do this for all the different markets. I'm just focusing initially here on the college football, NFL, and we're doing the NBA and college basketball. But we're just kicking this off and kind of adjusting it as we go, so we can hopefully add some value and see some things going on in this pricing. But again, we're going to jump back over, scattered here, jump back over to college football and kind of scroll down here again. And let's focus on Sporttrade. Again, Sporttrade, guys, if you use that app in Colorado, it's outstanding because you can trade in and out of positions. So, for example, on the Chargers game yesterday, and at the very end you decided it wasn't going to work out, so you traded out, you still be able to salvage a lot of your initial investment, versus at some sports books they do have some opportunities to refund your bet, but they only do it if they want you to. And usually if they want you to refund, you don't want to do that. So Sporttrade is something that is just a great tool to use relative to flexibility, getting in and out of trades. So I want to point that out. Here we have some action. Look at this, 3.5, it's minus 122. Over at FanDuel, minus 3.5. So this 4.5, this is an interesting number on that particular game. And again, you can see the history. So this 5.5 is going the other direction too. They're eventually probably going to, if you can go get this at +7, wow, that would be a good bet. Because here's this. The reason I think this is a good number is because that 7 is a key amount, and if you can get this, even if it's 7.5, I have to calculate to see if the 7.5 at minus 133 is better than +7 at minus 110. I'm thinking the 7 at 110 is probably the better route. So this is an indicator for you that the pricing was 5.5. It's all the way up to 7.5. So again, this is how we identify, using the market makers, the market making, like Pinnacle, like Circa and Bookmaker, to find these, and how to hunt, how to search, because basically using them to show you the path, and then you can come back around and get best case pricing on the opportunities that are going to be in the market that OddsJam shows you. OddsJam is going to show you where that's at and how that works. So, all right, let's take a look at a little bit more here. Again, my goal is to have everyone themselves. Because you can do your own hunting, your own searching, you set up with your sports books and things like that. So, struggling here with the buttons. I apologize, guys. Early in the morning, it's coffee. There's so many opportunities. You really have to have an understanding of where you might put your bets in and take advantage of it, and where you're going to say, okay, I'm going to make a note. I'm going to come back to that during the week. And this is why on a daily basis, you sort of build yourself a set of heuristics, or a set of, plan, a betting plan, a game plan. And again, I'm using these market making books and these exchanges, the Sporttrade here in Colorado, to identify where I want to be, where the value is, and contrarily where maybe I want to avoid, don't want to be. So take one more quick tour here of the NFL. Excuse me. and see if there's any changes going on there at the points where you can get into the totals and the tools, the algorithms, the tools that the OddsJam provides really do well with high volume, high liquidity bets, bet types, which would be NFL, NBA, college football, things like that. When you get into the smaller markets, when you get into things like player props, things like that, it's a little bit different type of analysis on the markets, because you just have less liquidity, you have less less confidence level in what's going on with the overall market. So again, this is just a tool that you can use daily, constantly, and put up different settings to help you with your bet plan. So you get in, use first with a positive EV page, and also I'll opposed to having to your direction so that you can have that. This is kind of we'll pop back into the college football one, and again, I apologize. First one out of the gate, getting a little rusty. We'll get better. One, if you want to set up kind of a one, and kind of get help structured and kind of get help set up, and it is just numbers. It is a tackle to be a positive expected value sports better and value and choice in your pricing. And that's what I really recommend. So, if you have the ability to drop oddsjam.com, you can set up a time to have that dialogue and just see where you're at. Maybe you have other preferences like player prop bets, which OddsJam has all those tools, has all those resources. Sporttrade has that coming, so you can day trade player prop bets. So again, that's kind of what I'm here for. We'll do this in each morning. Ideally, trade data will pop up and their market's open, and we can kind of see the direction of things. I can share with you some insights on maybe where you want to be, where you don't want to be. So hopefully this has been very helpful, and we'll build upon this and hopefully get a lot better, a lot quicker, and be very efficient with this. But it does take time sometimes to just do a little homework, do a little research, which is what I do every morning using that positive EV page. And also all the odd screens to check direction of markets. So again, appreciate you stopping by, and we'll be back tomorrow morning. I'll be doing more videos, more betting education videos on terminology, anything and everything to help people try to increase. Give us a like and a share, and join us tomorrow morning.